Today I am making a little cooking video for you. My friends over at Ever Widening Circles have started a campaign called #HelpfulNow, and it's all about sharing little videos about what you can do to help each other out during these crazy times. So here's my little video. I'm going to tag 3 friends in it and challenge them to do the same. So I'd love it if you did one too. So today what I'm making for you is a family recipe. It's called Moosie's pea soup. It was my mom's recipe and her nickname was Moosie. Not really sure why, but I think it had something to do with her being super big and pregnant at one point, which I'm sure she loved being called Moosie. But this is a great recipe. It's excellent for times like this where you're trying to use up what's in your pantry. All the ingredients are inexpensive. They have long shelf lives. This is what I like to call Depression era food because it's very simple but hearty, filling, comforting, and delicious. So let's get a look here at what we're going to be using for ingredients. The first and arguably most important ingredient in pea soup is your peas. So you want to go for whole dry peas. We use the yellow ones. They're kind of the tradition in the family. My dad gets them in Canada because it's really hard to find them around here for some reason. And you can also use green peas for this recipe too. It's totally fine. It'll still taste great. But the main thing is you want whole peas because if you do the split ones, your soup is bound to get real mushy real quick. Next, we have our spices. We're going to be using about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. We are working with some crushed red pepper here, which you probably don't need that much. It's really up to you how spicy you like it. I usually just add like a couple pinches. And then shout out to my hubby for these adorable little Pioneer Woman jadeite bowls that he found at Walmart. So cute. So we're also going to be working with some dried thyme, probably about a teaspoon or so of that. Really, this is all up to taste, how you want it to be. But you can't go without salt and pepper as well. So the second most important ingredient in this recipe is something that you may or may not have ever seen at the grocery store because it's probably pretty rare that you'd be looking for them. But it's this beautiful little morsel. It's a ham hock. So while they may not be pretty, they add a ton of flavor to any soup or broth. You really don't even need to use broth for any soups that you're boiling with these because they add so much smoky and salty flavor. And while they don't have a ton of meat on them, you can probably scrounge up a little bit if you have children with small fingers that can really get in there. Or if you're like me and you have weirdly tiny little hands. But you may also want to grab a ham steak or something as well. Here we have about half of a leftover ham steak. You can really add as much or as little ham steak as you want in there. It's just to kind of beef things up a little. We also have a whole medium to large yellow or white onion, doesn't really matter. We've got a few stalks of celery. You'll want to remove the leaves here when you're chopping them, but we'll get to that later. We also have about 3 to 4 large carrots we're going to chop up. You could also use baby carrots or matchstick cut carrots, really however you like it. Just make sure that if you're using the thick ones here that they are cooked through. And then the parsley, we have fresh flat leaf parsley here, and this is really garnish, so you could kind of, get rid of that if you wanted to. So let's get cooking. So you're gonna wanna start by adding 12 cups of water to your pot. Now that you got all your water, we're gonna get this baby rolling because it's gonna take a while to start this boil. So turn your baby on high. So next we have to rinse and drain the peas because you don't want those little pea flakes floating all up in your soup. So next we have some chopping to do. Voila! Once your water has started to boil, you're gonna add your peas. I'm gonna let those babies boil in there for 1 hour. Okay, the next step is gonna be to add the ham hock. So we're gonna slide this sweet piggy feet right in there. Next up is the veggies. Next, we add our herbs and spices. So your garlic, probably not all of this time, but a good solid pinch. A hearty pinch of red pepper flakes. And salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so now we just need to stir it all together and cover and let it simmer for 1 hour. Or as my family recipe card says, let it smear for 1 hour. Okay, so now you have an hour to kill. What do I do in the meantime? You can cut up your ham if you haven't already. This only needs to be added to the pot about 20 minutes before you're ready to serve it. Otherwise, it's just gonna kind of dry out and it's just unnecessary. So this can just hang out here for now. And you got a couple extra ham hocks kicking around. These are perfect for freezing individually and pulling them out whenever you are making another soup or something. Baked beans, great for that too. So you can also use this downtime to do what I'm gonna do and go get myself a drink and go put these in the freezer. Okay, things are looking good. It smells real good up in here. Our consistency looks nice. I have removed the ham hock. So once that cools down, you can pick out any remaining meat that you can get off there and put it back in the soup. But right now we're looking good. If it's looking a little thick to you and you want a thinner consistency, you can always add a little bit of water and mix it in there. It's a great thing to do when you're reheating it for leftovers in the microwave too. Sometimes it gets a little thick, then all those peas absorb the moisture. So adding a little water in there, it doesn't hurt, it just kind of thins it out a little bit. But otherwise, we are ready to serve. And there you have it, Moosie's pea soup. Stay safe, everybody, and enjoy.